Good to go.
Okay, I'm calling the meeting to order. Do we have any public comments? Liaison comments?
I appreciate everybody's service. Keep up the good work.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Chairman's report. We don't have a report. COVID-19 update.
So COVID-19, as everybody saw, there was been an increase in Connecticut, which was most likely expected. The number's probably going to grow just based upon the fact we're going into flu season. We are staying up with our PPE, go on calls. They're masked up, gloved up. We have in the last few weeks, we have gotten some cases in town. I think it's up to 5 or 6 just recently in the last few weeks. So we're monitoring that, and as they come in, we're having a running tally on where they are at locations, so we can maintain that. Before that, we didn't have a case for a while. It was good over the summer, and it's starting to flare back up. We're still using the aeroplane machine quite a bit. The building gets done a couple times a week. Apparatus gets done a couple times a week, so it's good. It's a useful tool for us right now to try to keep everybody safe during the pandemic at the firehouse right now. So that's about what I have for COVID, unless you guys have any specific questions.
Last meeting, we talked about some screening protocols before you have scheduled training. I just want to follow up on that.
So we looked into it. We talked to other departments. We're really not doing it. I mean, the biggest thing is what we're looking at right now is if you don't feel well or you believe you've been exposed, we're asking the guys to self-quarantine for 2 weeks and stay away from the firehouse at this point in time. As you know, COVID, even if we take your temperature right now, in an hour from now, you can have it. So it's one of those really tough things to do to really see. I mean, it is another added level. It's just how we would go about doing it. We haven't really had a training session. We're on top of each other. The last one we did was hose streams, where everybody was pretty distanced apart outside. So it wasn't a big concern. But if we do another drill where we're basically on top of each other, right next to each other, we'll definitely do that. I mean, we have the capability of doing that.
Okay. Anybody else? Financial statements.
So financial statements right now, we're okay. The one we're going to keep an eye on, which we believe we're going to run over this year, is going to be cleaning custodial 53100. Do you want me to put that up on the screen? Does everybody see it?
I see it.
Okay. So 53100, that's cleaning custodial. It's because of COVID-19. We're having, and we've been doing this since March, we've been having our cleaning company coming in twice a week, and we hired a part-time janitor for 19 hours a week to keep up and clean the firehouse and wipe all surfaces down and just keep on top of that. So the 19 hours a week for that individual was funded back in July. And the cleaning custodial was not funded. We didn't ask for that. We figured we'd get a little farther throughout the year and then go back and ask for money to offset that cost. So we'll keep an eye on that line. Everything else so far is okay. And,
can I just back up for a sec? Can you
sure.
just let us know what were the cleaning, what was the schedule, and who did it prior to July?
So, you mean prior to COVID?
Yeah.
So prior to COVID, we had the cleaning company coming in once a week, and it was roughly $220 a week for the cleaning company to come in. plus special things they did throughout the year, like wash the overhead windows and the doors for the bay doors, wash the windows throughout the firehouse, scrub the locker room and gear room floors. So those were added extras on top of that. What we've done once COVID hit, our cleaning company is coming in twice a week now, at least, and we had hired a janitor for 19 hours a week on top of that.
Okay, so is it still like 220 per cleaning trip, or is that changed?
Yeah, so it's like 440, 450 a week right now, I want to say, and then that doesn't include like washing the bay windows or anything like that. That's an added extra. So that's just basic cleaning of the building.
Okay, and now you didn't have any other cleaning beyond that before COVID?
We did actually, like a year ago, and they had somebody leave in the janitorial staff. We had somebody coming in twice a week, basically just to supplement the cleaning company. And now it's consistent 19 hours a week with the 2 extra days of cleaning.
So is that person 19 hours a week? Are they coming in every day and doing a certain protocol?
Yeah, he's coming in 4 days a week, and the cleaning company comes in 2 days a week. So we're getting the building cleaned at least 5 times a week, if not more. It depends on what's going on and what if we're busy one night, like if we had a major storm, we'd have them come in the next day and do a deep cleaning because so many people were here.
Excuse me, I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. Anybody else have questions on COVID-19? Or I'm sorry, on the financial statement?
Sorry.
No problem. Everything else right now is okay. I mean, we're only in October, so we'll keep an eye on it and go from there. I don't know if I expect overages, but so far this year we've already had a busy year between the August storm where we had roughly in that couple day window we had roughly 200 calls, like we talked about last meeting, and 2 weeks ago actually we had that windstorm that came through, and we added on like another 30 calls in like a 2-hour period. So we were busy then, and it's actually been picking up, and we've been extremely busy again. So we're on track for another decent sized year here, especially with the storms.
Do you have any year-to-date comparisons for calls?
I do not have that in front of me, but I can get that for you for the next meeting.
Okay.
All right, so jump on my report.
Yes.
Okay. So, like I said, we had 30 plus calls one night in a few hour period a couple weeks ago. The guys were kept busy. We had multiple trees down, multiple lines down, roads blocked. Cut some trees up to open some roads where lines weren't. We assisted Public Works in doing that. We also were in contact with UI, our UI liaison, to get help to get UI out here to start de-energizing different areas that were dangerous and getting power restored. It's really weird. Bethany, that storm we had 2 weeks ago really didn't have a lot, and neither did Orange. Somehow, some way, we took really the brunt of that a couple weeks ago. So we had a fire yesterday morning, roughly 3:45 in the morning, on Seymour Road. It was garage fire. Came in as heavy smoke coming from the garage. We arrived. We had heavy fire in the garage. It was attached to the house. We were able to make a good stop. The guys did a phenomenal job. We were able to keep the fire contained to the garage and the vehicle. So the fire damage was really contained to the garage. The house did take smoke damage and some water damage, but the structure is standing, and it was a really good stop. The foam on engine 2 worked phenomenal. We mixed roughly 12 gallons of foam, but we probably flowed in the area about 10,000 gallons of water. We had our neighbor department, Bethany, come with 2 tankers. We had our 2 tankers, and Orange came and stood by at the firehouse to cover the town in case another call came in.
Hey, Sean, what was the cause of the fire?
So Joe's going to get into that under his report. I believe it was accidental, but I'll let him go into detail on that, whatever he can say at this point. So the guys were basically out before that. We were at a motor vehicle accident down on off of Downs Road, and we were there for a good solid hour plus. And then as soon as we left, the fire came in. So the guys were busy yesterday morning early. Really didn't get any sleep. Engine 3. I'm hoping to have engine 3 sometime next week, not this week, next week. There were some warranty issues they had to take care of. So they're taking care of those last week and this week. And hopefully we'll take delivery some point next week and then start modifying the truck and getting the equipment on the truck so we can put it in service as soon as we can. So I'm hoping by Halloween we should have the truck in-house and start working on it. Engine 9 committee is actively working on a set of specs so we can go out and replace the 1995 E1. So we're working on a set of specs. Once we have them completed, we'll get it out to bid and see where the number comes and go to the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, just like we did the last time. And hopefully we can utilize the HGAC contract so we don't have to go through the whole bidding process. It seemed to be working out well, what we just went through with engine 3. So that would be a huge help. Truck or Treat. Truck or Treat is scheduled right now for Saturday, October 31st from 5 to 8. It's going to be different than we normally do. There'll be no fireworks this year. There'll be no walking around, no food. You're gonna line up, and we're gonna put the trucks on Meeting House Lane, spaced out. Decorate them all up. Candy's gonna be pre-packaged in the bags, and they're gonna be able to drive basically from truck to truck. And we'll be handing candy out with masks and gloves and all that fun stuff. And since we didn't get to do fire prevention this month because of COVID, we're going to be handing some fire prevention stuff out to the kids, coloring books, little red fire hats, stuff like that, stickers, badges. So we can still get the word out that way and talk about changing your batteries in your smoke detectors for daylight savings. And we'll try to get as much information out as we can. But anticipate being a really good event. I mean, as you know, Truck or Treat was started 9 years ago when we had Superstorm Sandy, and Halloween was canceled because we had a lot of down trees and power lines were live all over the ground, and it wasn't safe. And we ended up doing this, and out of the fluke, it ended up being a huge turnout. And then it just materialized from then. And we added fireworks and a whole bunch of good stuff. And we don't want to damper it by canceling it and not doing anything, especially for the kids. So we're going to do it as safe as we can. No one's going to be out of their vehicle. Everybody's going to be contained. And basically no one's going to be really reaching into the car. It's going to be done by one of those grabbers, and you're going to be able to hand the candy right through the car and go that way. So it's going to be fun. We have an FM transmitter where when they're parked and they're waiting to come through, when they're coming through, you're going to be able to tune into a radio station. We're going to be playing. We can put messages out there through a microphone. We could play music. We could do really whatever we want. And so that's the game plan right now.
I have a couple comments on that. Number one, I think it's great to have something for the kids. I would just be concerned to make sure that all CDC guidelines regarding those activities are followed. And also that in whatever correspondence or, marketing you're doing about the event, to ask people to not be in cars with people outside their household. And then of course.
What do you mean outside their cars, not in their
No,
house?
I mean, so people are coming in their cars and staying in their cars, which I think
Correct.
is good.
Yep.
But,
no one's allowed to get out of their vehicle.
but they should be discouraged from bringing kids from other households in their car with them. That's
Yes. Yes. Yep. I agree.
Members.
Okay. And I also I'm sure you will do this, Sean, that to make sure that all the volunteers, members of the department that are assisting are following all social distancing, masking requirements.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's all I have.
Anybody else?
The
Engine,
only thing I
Sean,
would,
can you scare the kids using the FM? Can you do some like scary stuff?
we could do whatever we want, Bruce. So
I would just also, what was I going to say? Oh, let us know how we can help, how the commission can help.
if you guys want to do a donation to purchase candy, that would be helpful.
Okay.
We got the rec department doing a truck. We got human services doing a truck. We got human services doing a donation. Use the fire commission to do something.
We can sponsor a truck.
Absolutely.
So what would that entail?
That entails $500.
All right. Are we getting a new appointed commissioner, by the way, that we can split that with?
In the next week.
Actually, I asked about that today, and what I'm being told is a new appointed person would be done in November. So
Okay.
you're basically
All right, then.
right now.
Then I think it's 125 if my math is correct.
There you go.
Count me in, Karen. Are you going to collect or where?
Yes,
just tell us how
I'll
to
be
do
the
it.
collector, or should we just get it to Tina?
Karen, you collect.
All right, I'll collect.
Okay.
I accept Venmo.
Who's it made out to?
Venmo, Mike.
I don't have Venmo. I'm not.
I know you don't even know what Venmo is, probably.
My wife's got Venmo.
I'll email you, Mike.
Can I make a check out?
What's that?
Can I make a check out?
Sure.
Okay, who does it have to go to?
You can make it out to the WVFA.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Activity report. Do you have anything else, John, under yours? Oh, dispatch.
So, yeah, I talked to Mike Burche again. He's our dispatch consultant. He is finishing up what I'm being told, and we should see his report hopefully in the next few weeks. So that's about all I have for that.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Oh, we're doing hose testing and ladder testing this week at the firehouse today and tomorrow. So all the hose has to get tested. I think there's something like in the area about 11,000 or 12,000 feet of hose, and all the ground ladders have to be tested. So this is the time of year to do it all. So. Okay, that finishes my report unless you have something else. Oh, there was something else. I also did look into, I know it came up at the last meeting about if you want to do in-person meetings. We can do those, we're being told, but everybody has to be comfortable with it. All the commissioners need to be comfortable with it. The people that attend have to be comfortable with it. And when we do it, we have to space 6 feet apart. So it's just something to think about if you guys want to do it or you're happy with Zoom. Either way, it's fine with me. But that's going to be up your decision. So.
Well, my
all I
2 cents about that going into the winter and with cases increasing in Connecticut is that it's not time to increase our indoor together time.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the time.
Okay, that's all I have right now.
Okay, activity report.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So just to reiterate what the chief was saying, we had the structure fire on Saturday or yesterday, I believe. Besides that, we had the 30 calls for that storm. Within the storm was only probably like 10 minutes, but we had about 30 calls. More wires down, more trees. And we had about 190 something calls from the storm before. And it has been picking up between activated alarms, CO calls, and stuff like that. Probably more because people are turning their furnaces on and fireplaces and stuff.
One called in.
So that's pretty much it. So we've been picking up for activated alarms and CO calls. Besides that, everything's been quiet besides the one, besides the fire over the weekend.
File an application.
That's all I have.
Hey guys, what we'll try to do is get you a report that you can see with man hours, calls to date, where we were, compare them to last year, compare them to maybe the last 5 years like we did before. And we'll try to have the report for you for the next meeting so you guys can see where we are exactly. I think those reports actually helped.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Okay, fire marshal's report.
Okay. 2 fire investigations, one on Salem, and then I've been dealing with Katz's fire with the insurance adjusters. I consulted 3 times. That's restaurants and like the JCC starting to get reopened again. 4 plan reviews, 2 fire prevention, and 72 inspections. And yesterday's fire is not in here. It's not suspicious. The investigation is ongoing. They're a very nice young couple. It started in the garage and it was confined to the garage, as the chief said. Just can't pinpoint it exactly yet. So right now it's undetermined. We brought the dog in. Yeah, I called for the state police with the dog. There's nothing suspicious there. It did so much damage there that we can't make heads or tails of what was there. So they're not living in the house. It smells of fire, you know. So they had ServPro boarded up. They'll clean it up. And the building inspector was out there and took a look today. So we're going to try and see what we can do to get them back in, but not the garage. So it's ongoing.
Were they home when it started
Yes.
and they smelled it and woke up?
He smelled smoke, and on his way downstairs, the smoke detector started going off.
Okay.
So
But they had a
we're
look
lucky.
at
The
night.
smoke detector did its job. It woke them up, you know, woke the wife up. They got out. Nobody got hurt. So
Good.
thank you.
Okay. Approved meeting minutes.
Hi, Karen, it's Tina. So
Hi,
I always send the draft meeting minutes to Mike Sufreen, and he says, okay. But then I was not aware that the commission needs to approve all of them. So I sent the commissioners all the past reports. I don't know if you had a chance to read them because we need to approve those.
Okay. I have not had a chance to read through all those, so I would ask that we put that at the top of the agenda on the next meeting.
Okay, sure. Okay, I will do that. So, all right, so all the commissioners, and I'll remind Mike Zufreen, you really need to look at those so the next meeting we can get those approved because the town needs those approved just for auditing purposes.
Okay, yep, we'll do.
Okay, thank you.
All right, do we have anything for executive session? No?
Nope, I'm all set right now.
Okay, any correspondence?
Not that I'm aware of.
Next meeting date, November 16th. Is that a week early?
Because of Thanksgiving.
Okay. Yeah.
16th looks all right.
Yep, the 16th, that works for me. Is that good with everybody?
Yep.
Okay, any old business or new business? All right, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe. Stay safe.